Welcome back, this is CerealSnax, and today I'm playing my Let's Play of my Char Guardian. This is part 2. And I'm playing kind of a slow-paced Let's Play, kind of explore all the details, learn the story, focus on the story part of Guild Wars 2. And in comparison to my other videos, which I think are much more oriented towards detail, which I'm going to continue doing, of course. I'm not stopping my other videos, but I do want to take a character through, and look at this dude's chatting with me here. Alright, let's get out of the way so I can talk some more. Anyway, you can see the forge that we visited in the last episode, the one that I want to get to the top of at some point. I didn't explore around the backside. Maybe I need to do that. Regardless, the story quest that we now have is to go into the city to answer for what they are blaming me for, the death of a bunch of members of my warband. So I'm having to visit the Black Citadel, which is the capital of the Char City. So let's go and do that. One thing I do want to mention is that I did have some questions on my last episode. People who were watching, I think there's some people that are watching that have never played Guild Wars 2 and of course have questions about the game. One of the questions was regarding playing together, and I'm playing this by myself, of course, but you could potentially play this all that I'm playing with another player, and even the story instances will allow you to bring other players in, so that's kind of the answer to that. The other thing I wanted to show before I go in the city is actually the dye system. I remember I told you that you don't necessarily have to dye your character's armor at character creation. You can actually do it once you are in the game. So let's take a look here. You can toggle dye mode, and you get a starter set of dyes, and as you quest and that sort of thing, you actually will loot other types of dyes that become more rare as time goes on. Actually, what I'm going to do here is change this because this looks kind of funny. There, now I'm kind of like a red, like befitting the Blood Legion, right? So, but you can change all this as you want, and I'll do that over time. But for right now, I'm going to go with this red and gray kind of outfit that he has. And let's go into the Black Citadel, and we'll talk a little bit about the Black Citadel. Now, if you've never played Guild Wars 1, and you don't necessarily need to have played Guild Wars 1 before playing this, but there's a city called Ren. It's a human city, and actually the Black Citadel is basically sitting on top of the ruins of Ren. And the Black Citadel, it's a Char city. It's run by this guy named Schmoder, the Unflinching. It's basically the headquarters of the Iron Legion. Now, my character is the Blood Legion, but this is really the machine type techie group, steampunk of the Char, and that is the Iron Legion. You can see it here. It's a pretty neat looking city. We're not going to do, I'll do some exploring, but I'm going to stick with my story for now. Right now I'm in the what they call the mustering ground, which really is where they get ready to send their armies out this door. So let's go into the Heroes Canton, which is another area that's very interesting. And actually, let's see if I can actually get in here. Here we go. Chain of Command. Yes, enter instance. And I'm entering the Heroes Canton. Let's see if I'm not sure if they're going to throw me into a cutscene before I get to talk. No. Okay, the Heroes Canton is an area of. Oh, they are going to throw me in the cutscene. So let's watch that first.
Well, look who finally came back. When Steelbane gets done with you, you'll wish you died with the rest of your warband.
As if I cared what you think. Who are you, and why are you breathing at me?
Sarosi Breaksteel. Steelbane recruited me, along with the others, to rebuild the Warband.
Wait, what? He's recruiting without asking us?
Yeah, because you're dead, remember? And probably better off that way. Report to Steelbane in the barracks, quick, or you'll be in for a beating.
Okay, so I'm in the Heroes Canton, and what I was going to say about the Heroes Canton is it's really your home instance, and every race has a home instance, and everybody's story has a home instance, and it changes as you do the story. Actually, some buildings can appear, different NPCs appear, different merchants appear, and that's what makes it kind of interesting. Now, as far as the Char are concerned, it's in the Heroes Canton, which actually houses the barracks for the Char. You can see there's like barracks and stuff around here. There's like, these are all like machines of war, and this is where the Char youth go to be raised too. There's a Farrar, they call it. I don't think it's, maybe it's not listed unless I discover it. Let's go run over here and take a quick look. And the Farrar is like a school, more or less, for Char. They separate Char babies from their parents. It's the Heroes Forum. And then there's probably over in one of these areas over here. They separate them from when they're babies, and then they are basically taught to become a war band. And that's kind of the whole story of the Char. They're meat eaters, which is kind of funny because there's cooking in this game and you end up eating stuff that's not meat, but that's kind of what the Char are. So you can see, because look at those teeth. It's got to be meat eaters, right? And this dude's like following me around. Oh, it's Riva, the one I chose to be part of my story. So let's go do the story here. we'll continue with that. So I really like the Heroes Canton. In fact, you can even invite your friends into your story instance like this, but looks like a motorcycle or something. But they won't see the changes that have been made to your zone based on your story. So looks like these are the Blood Legion guys hanging out here. So each of the legions has a barracks in this area.
Legionnaire! Looks like some sewage just floated in from the battlefield. You get my best soldiers killed, and then have the nerve to stand there stinking up our barracks with your cowardly musk? I got them killed? Tell me something, boss. Who's in charge of this outfit? Who was giving the orders? You. Watch your tongue, soldier, or I'll have it removed for insubordination. Rage, teach this piece of waste how to address a legionnaire. With pleasure.
Alright, Rage Steel Tongue, let's see what you got. I'm guessing they're going to try to fight me here. Defend yourself against Steelbane's lackeys, yep. So come on, boys. Oh, there we go. So this is kind of like the story type fighting battles that you can do. And so I don't think this is going to be too difficult, even though I'm only level 2 and these guys are level 3. Oh, so I already got 2 of them down. Prepare to bleed. Okay, here comes Rage Steel Tongue. Oh no, gosh, he's just sending out more of his dudes here. I got Riva back here, shooting off her pistols. So this is good. Luckily, the Guardian has some nice area effect attacks. All my attacks, more or less, except for my main one, are area related. Let's attack this guy here. Alright, here's Cerosi Breaksteel, who met me when I first walked into the Heroes Canton. I'm going to take her out real quick. Of course, you can do your dodges. Oopsie, I evaded one of their attacks. Not too important, really, at this point, because they're not really doing anything to me. Even though it's a level 3 quest, like I said, you can kind of start up and go ahead on some of this stuff. Let's get these guys down. Alright, got that guy. I'm guessing they're going to send out Rage next. Let's see.
Stand down! All of you! Stand down now! So, you fight your own warband better than you fight the enemy. Go on, get out of my sight while I figure out what to do with you. There's a load of supplies over at Tellerrange. Bring them to me. Double time. It's the only job you're fit for. Screw this up, and I will use your hide as a doormat. Understood? Understood, boss.
Alright, so it looks like our story is continuing. So we're actually being asked to, and I'll leave this instance here. We're being asked to go collect some supplies. So we're given grunt work as kind of a punishment. That's okay though. I got Riva with me, and we're just going to have fun with it. So instead of going around Black Citadel, I'm going to actually continue the story quest. Maybe we get through some of the more story type stuff. So it says here in the top left, Steelbane assigned you to demeaning cub duty. So like I said, the cubs, that's where the cubs live, is in that Heroes Canton. Let's go back out to the plains of Ashford. Now you can see on each loading screen, I don't know if you noticed on the Black Citadel, but you actually can get, it calculates how much of the things you have done, the vistas, the skill challenges, the points of interest, the waypoints, and the tasks. And actually, if you look at your map, you'll see those all at the top left over here to show what you've completed and how much you've completed of them. And actually, it has the entire world completion rankings up here in the very top left. So get an idea of how much of the world you've done. And I really don't consider the game beat in my mind, I guess, until you've completed all those, and to each their own. So let's go to the next story here. This guy's wanting help, I think. I don't want to get too distracted.
Down before this gets out of hand.
So let's go straight over to the chain of command. It's nighttime now. Guild Wars 2 actually has a day-night cycle, and I kind of like that too. Plus you can jump, see? Not all MMOs can allow you to jump anymore, and you can swim underwater. We'll see some swimming stuff at some point in time in this Let's Play, I'm sure. So let's go on to the next stage of the chain of command. And I'm going to try to ignore all these crazy events that are popping up. Let's do it. I'll show these guys that I'm worthy of the Blood Legion.
More of this cub duty, and Steelbane's gonna need new teeth.
Yeah. Alright, Riva. Let's do this. Oh, Flame Legion people. What are they doing here?
The rest of your warband defected voluntarily. Don't be stubborn. Why fight for blood when you can cook for Flame Legion? Females have it easy with us.
You want me to desert and join you so you can demote me to fry cook? Please! I've killed 100 males twice your size.
Fall in line or fall on a blade. I don't care which. No luck trolling for recruits at the pig farm? You Flame Legion stiffs must be desperate. I came here for supplies, but this is a lot more fun. If it's fun you want, recruits! Let's send Blood Legion a message. Bury these idiots and destroy those supplies while you're at it.
Alright, we get to tangle with the Flame Legion already. Not too bad, not too shabby here. Oh, easy. Made short work of them. Blood Legion turncoats, huh? Take those guys out. Traitors to my warband here. Okay. This is actually not as difficult as I think it was when I played my engineer in this level. Let's see. Is there somebody else we're attacking? Ah. Going on my area effect. Not having much trouble here. Still using a mace and a shield. At some point I may try to use another weapon of some sort. I know I have a staff, but I'm trying to get my skills. You can see, oops, I got a bomb. Throw a bomb at him. Bonk. You can see my skills down here in the bottom. Shield of Judgment and Shield of Absorption need to be unlocked, and the more enemies you kill, the more points it gets towards doing that. Let's see. Oh, we got more here. And one thing I do want to do in my Let's Plays that I'm kind of not doing right now, I mean, I don't want to, do grinding too much on enemies. Now, in my story, of course I will, because I think it's fun. There's, like, different things that happen in the stories that are a little more interesting than just the normal quests, in my opinion, in terms of fighting. Oop, my leg is broken. Ugh. But I'll recover quickly. These guys heal fast. Alright, I learned my skill, Shield of Judgment. Shielding Wave that damages foes and gives yourself... Okay, cool. Oh, nice. Alright. Get that.
Very well. You have my attention.
So what's going on next? Flame Recruiter, Praethar. We'll take him out real quick. Of course, I dodged at the wrong minute there. He's a level 4, but he's not doing anything to me, really. Because I'm amazing. Oh, time he beat me, but I didn't lose any health. Alright. Oops. Done. Scatter your ashes. Okay, so let's talk to Alexis.
Whatever you needed, he had it.
Yeah, well, he betrayed us, didn't he? I don't know.
My whole warband deserted for the promise of power. Never thought I'd see something like that. I have nothing left but my life. If you'll have me in your ranks, it's yours.
We need soldiers, and you can clearly handle yourself in a scrap. Welcome to the Warband. Just be warned, my Legionnaire is going to drown us for losing those supplies. I hope you can swim.
Don't worry. I can hold my breath for a long time. I'll take punishment over death, or being a gladium. Lead on.
So from what I understand, a gladium is actually an outcast to some extent of the Char race, which you don't want to be, really, right? Okay, so what I'm going to pick here, I know a lot of people pick power and precision for their armor. I'm going to go with vitality, because I find that at higher levels, you really want to have lots of health and lots of armor. So we're going to do that. I'm going to equip my new gloves. There we go. Very nice. Look at those. Okay. Well, that's it. Now I have to report back to Steelbane, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to report back to Steelbane and wrap up this Let's Play. So let's exit this instance here. I want to report back to Steelbane and get that story moving. Then once I come back for my third episode, I will probably spend some time in the Black Citadel, doing a little wandering around, showing off some of the interesting sights that city has to offer if you're interested in that sort of thing. I'd like to see you there. So let's go turn this in and call it quits for this particular episode. So as I'm running back to Black Citadel, I guess I can talk a little bit about some more of the interesting parts about the Black Citadel. So it's basically, like I said, the headquarters of the Iron Legion. And there's actually an arena called the Bane Arena, which is very popular. And that's located in the middle of the city. The other interesting part is that the big circular part, you can see it on this loading screen, is actually the Imperator's core, and that's where all the leaders of the Char race kind of hang out and talk about Char policy and law. And actually, surprisingly enough, you would expect the Char to be kind of lawless to some extent, but they are very, very ingrained in law. They kind of remind me of the Spartans, the way that they treat their children and the way they treat war. So that's kind of a neat thing about them. They do seem to be modeled after that kind of Spartan society. They have what they call, it's called an adamant guard, which actually enforces the law. And you'll see them around the city, kind of marching around and stuff like that. One thing I really like, there's one right there. That's one thing I really like about this game is that they have so many people who just are kind of walking around the city. Very much alive. It feels very much alive. A lot of games don't have that kind of alive kind of feeling to them. Of course, unlike Guild Wars 1, the races are pretty integrated, so the Char have cast aside the Flame Legion and are actually pretty... Where am I going here? Let's see. Oh, we gotta go back outside and up. Are pretty integrated with the other cultures in the world, so there's actually humans and Norn and the other races hanging out in the city and doing that sort of thing. So let's go turn in this quest. Let me look at the map again. Oh, it's having me go in to the Imperator's core from the side over here. So you actually zone in here. Pretty amazing stuff. You can see statues. Let's just take a quick look here. There's a person you can talk to. I love how you can talk to. We've just been issued our orders. Our warband is gating out soon. Where have you been assigned? No idea. My legionnaires are real need-to-know type. All she said is we're going to rendezvous with Centurion Raidblood somewhere near the Ascalon Basin. Doesn't that narrow it down a little? Well, that could either mean Ghost or the Brand, depending on whether we march east or north. Doesn't matter. I'm looking forward to finally getting my paws dirty. Your warband is named Eye. Why? Because we have a keen eye, unblinking, always watching, and we like the idea of an all-seeing eye floating around, eye guts dangling. And because we go for the eyes of our enemies. Oh, well, that makes sense, right? It's cool how they have all this information. Statue of Ophelia Soulcleave. 1090 AE to 1116 AE. Ophelia, Legionnaire of the Soul Warband, was lieutenant under Calla Scorchrazor. She was renowned for her brutality with axes, oftentimes dual-wielding, but also enjoyed just wading into battles with a single blade. Ophelia, like all the members of her warband, looked with hateful eyes upon the shaman caste and their worship of inferior gods. They were proud to fight at the side of Calla Scorchrazor as she freed the Char from their enslavement to irrational dogma. Ophelia lost her life at the Battle of the Plains of Golgane after slaughtering an untold number of foes. Cool. There she is, looking fearsome. Okay, let's go do this quest here. Let me look at my story log. Talks all about it. Flame recruiters bullying our Blood Legion soldiers. All right, let's enter the instance. All right.
I love the arena. After we're done with Steelbane, let's take in a bout.
All right, Steelbane, what have you got? Alright, you know what? I'm actually going to end the episode here, just in case this gets a little out of hand. Before we go, I just want to show off, we'll start it off with this next story thing in the next episode. As you can see, we've got, this is a level 4, I'm level 3 though, so it should be okay. Ritlock Brimstone, who I'm sure you're aware of if you've played Guild Wars 1. If you haven't, you can read up on him on a wiki. He's pretty integral to the Char history. And then you've got Legionnaire Irvain Steelbane, who's of the Blood Legion, who's right now kind of CerealSnax Bane, I guess you could say. And here's the Bane Arena like I was talking about earlier, where the fights occur. So I'm going to stop the video here. Thanks for joining me, and please join me again for episode 3, where I continue my story and giving this guy a report, which I really don't want to give him, about the destroyed supplies. So, see you next time.